All right, we're back with another skill idea for y'all. So this time, similar to the doctor skill, I wanted to give the large language model all of my financial data. I sort of work in the fintech space, and again, with like the privacy and data concerns. I'd sort of touched on this in the last video. I'm not really as worried about the privacy concerns that come with this. I really have nothing to hide in my life, and you know, it's just not an issue for me. I'm not concerned with these types of things. Also, I want to caveat that I'm not a financial advisor, so this isn't finance advice, okay? So calm down. So anyway, similar to the doctor skill, I sort of had to think about like what were the inputs of this financial advisor. So I definitely wanted to get all of my bank level data. I wanted to get my credit card spending. I wanted to get any of the loans that I had, like a mortgage or whatever. I wanted to sort of take any of the assets that I had and sort of like the trajectory of where I wanted to go and stitch these all into a single financial advisor skill. Now, this financial advisor, just like the doctor skill, was sort of trained on my goals in life. So one of my like big goals in the long term is to sell a business, and I sort of gave it that as like the destination, if you will. Ideally, I would love to eventually get to a point where I'm able to sort of live off of interest for the rest of my life from selling a business and exiting with some liquidity. So I basically had like told it that and had given it access to things like my Monarch data. So I store all of my finance data in Monarch already. And conveniently, Monarch had come out with an MCP server that was perfectly timed for my attempt at this financial advisor skill. Unfortunately, they've temporarily paused the Monarch MCP server, I think due to some third-party data issue, but they're hoping to get that back online as soon as possible. So anyway, I had taken all of that data that had come through Monarch. I took my goals. I took things as finite as my grocery list and the places I had been shopping. So I went and used Claude in Chrome to essentially get all of my orders from places like Publix, Costco, Whole Foods. And then once I had all of this data, I basically went out and said, hey, like this is my set of goals and this is what I am wanting to do within my finance life. Like find cost cutting opportunities that don't compromise on quality of life. You know, try to find me like the cheapest grocery stores to buy the things that I'm purchasing most often. Go and find excess spending. And again, like similar to the doctor skill, basically tell me where I'm stupid. Once I had compiled all this data and I had compiled sort of my financial goals into this financial advisor, we just let that puppy run. So it went and found all of the information and had basically taken all of the different various pieces of data that I had mentioned, and it stitched it into a very comprehensive report. Similar to the doctor skill, I have a finance area in Notion that I house all my life finance information. I told it, similar to the doctor skill where there was a health protocol, write me a finance protocol. So it printed out a bunch of really great information, and now I'm following that and am able to actually save significantly more and cost cut in some areas. Swapped cars that I was in to something significantly cheaper, saved money on groceries by purchasing it in a different pattern and format, and going to stores that have the same quality but are significantly cheaper. Things like swapping some things at Publix for things at Trader Joe's. And then also things like put a solid, healthy savings balance together. If you aren't saving, this is your reminder that it's probably good to save some money. So anywho, the financial advisor went out and looked at all of these different various data sources and essentially like stitched it together into this consolidated report that became my finance protocol. Now I am just following that system and saving significantly more, to the tune of something like $1,000 to $2,000 a month that were easy swaps for things that I was doing before that were just expensive habits. I didn't diminish the quality of my life in any way, but did improve the amount of cash flow that I have available. So again, just another idea of something that you can use these large language models for. They are very powerful when you give them sort of your goal alignment, you have strong inputs, and you know what the output that you want is. Hopefully this is helpful.